A day in my life. The number 6:30 glowed stark green against the low light of the morning. For a moment, it was just the number and the insistent mechanical chime of the alarm. Alara knew she had to silence it quickly before the sound broke the careful quiet of the hour. Alara stretched, a long, full body extension that felt like cracking open a sealed envelope. She rubbed the sleep from her eyes, letting the quiet pull her slowly out of the deep night and into the soft promise of the day ahead. The soft hiss of the water heater and the rhythmic drip-drip of coffee grounds being prepared was the soundtrack to the next 15 minutes. Alara put on a low playlist, mostly instrumental jazz, and waited for the ritual to begin, enjoying the warm weight of the heavy ceramic mug in her hands. The world always seemed to hold its breath for the first sip. A curl of steam rose, carrying the deep, earthy scent of Darjeeling and melting away any remnants of the morning chill. This perfect, silent moment was hers alone. Out on the street, the city was awake, but not yet rushed. Alara walked briskly toward the park, passing a fruit vendor who was still arranging pyramids of oranges and a baker just pulling the first trays of sourdough from his van. Small, necessary economies starting up. Halfway down the block, a small, fluffy terrier, whose name she didn't know but whose cheerful bark she recognized, trotted up to her for a quick, appreciative scratch behind the ears. Just as she bent down, a sudden, unexpected mist rolled in, cooling the air and softening the edges of the buildings. Later, settled at her desk, Alara opened her textbook. The subject was complex, involving long equations and abstract theories, but she found comfort in the clean lines of the diagrams. Concentration settled over her like a heavy, warm blanket. There was a moment after solving a tricky problem, or failing to solve a tricky problem, when the pencil stopped moving. She let her mind wander, sketching small, geometric shapes in the margin of her notebook, savoring the small victory of having simply shown up to the task. As the hours cycled through, the sky outside turned from blue to smoky rose, then finally to deep violet. Alara moved to the window, watching the streetlights flick on one by one. She retrieved her battered leather journal, ready to capture the feeling of the day before it faded completely. She wrote about the steam on the mug, the mist on the path, and the challenging diagram. She wrote about the satisfaction of a routine kept. She closed the cover, not feeling relief or excitement, but a quiet, deep peace.